talking about the Mario movie. Hey, did you hear that it's doing really well? Did you hear about this? The Mario movie.
I'm
Yes.
shocked.
Yes.
Who would have thought?
Well, you apparently are not shocked, but Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, is actually shocked that he is surprised.
Is he
by
really?
Well, he says that he's surprised by the Mario movie's success, and he thinks that the poor critical response actually helped it.
That's funny. That's
right. Like, I gotta be honest.
Says that.
I think that this guy truly doesn't understand the impact of what he's created.
Well, I think a part of it is with trends, a lot of movies haven't been doing that well. So you think, okay, go in a couple weeks, maybe it will be okay, and then it'll just drop down like the other movies have done. So
yeah. Well, they've been really smart though about the release. They give it like a 5 or 6 week lead time where before they're in any sort of competition. And I think the next competition is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's not looking like it's going to do super great. So, and the thing is, it's not even released in Japan yet. It's not even released in Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
and I heard it's going to be a little bit different in Japan. They're going to make some alterations for the Japanese public.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Krista was telling me about this yesterday, and apparently 2 days it's screening in Toronto, which is where X-Ray Girl and I live. We're just not going to be there. And it's the Japanese cut of the Super Mario Brothers movie with English subtitles. So, but apparently the story is different in the Japanese version.
Yep.
So
Ooh.
the dialogue actually apparently changes the film significantly. We are going to miss the only theater screening that is in our city. I would have gone though if I was in town.
Well, let's check this out. This is from The Gamer because I'm good at Googling. It says the Mario Brothers movie has a different script from its Japanese release. That's interesting. This is the first time I've heard this.
I don't think it's different because it happens a lot in anime when you go sub to dubbed. A lot of the dialogue changes.
The words get changed.
Maybe just a few cuts and changes. Maybe it's not such a big thing.
It says instead of a direct translation, like many would have assumed, parts of the script have been altered for its Japanese audience to get rid of the awkward parts that were catered towards Westerners, which that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't think that, like, the film, from what I understand, the film itself is going to be the same. The animation, the scenes, all of that. It's the dialogue that's going to change. Some
different dialogue.
Yeah, so some of the words, some of the language used, things like that, from what I understand, which is probably a very good move. I mean, if you go back to what Miyamoto said, I mean, look, Nintendo, for all of their wonderful things that they do, they are out of touch. And again, I've said this, that's a blessing and a curse. The Nintendo is completely out of touch with a lot of things, but I think that's why they're able to produce a lot of the stuff they're able to produce too. They don't get caught up in a lot of the social justice nonsense, but they also have no idea what the fuck they're doing with YouTubers because they continue to create hell for YouTubers. Some of their business practices are horrific. And there's just they're a strange company. But Nintendo, like with Mario, I was not excited for this movie when it was announced. I was like, this sounds dumb. I don't see how you're going to tell a story with Mario until I saw the trailers. And then I was like, wow, this looks really freaking good. And it's taken the world by storm.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting stuff for sure. This quote here, since we're creating this movie in both Japan and the US, we thought we should make a Japanese version as well, explained Miyamoto. So when we decided to make this movie, we discussed creating a unique Japanese script from the beginning. Even if we were shown an English script, it would be hard to understand the subtle nuances. So it's, like the little American culture, little
some
nods
jokes have probably just changed.
This is not going to be like Super Mario Brothers 2 on the Nintendo, where it's like a reskin, something like that.
Yeah. Are we getting rid of the
He's not
pop
important.
songs?
Remember that part?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think Mark's right on with that. I mean, getting rid of things like Take On Me and some of the other, I think 100% they're going to get rid of that stuff. 100%.